Hi, everybody. Sherman Ray. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about destiny. And what is a destiny? Well, when we talk about a destiny, we're talking about a God ordained path for your life. Now, this differs from what the God ordained destiny or path for someone else's life. As a matter of fact, that's where we get it all screwed up. Let's take in the life of David. David was the king who eventually became the king of Israel. But he wasn't always that. As a matter of fact, he started out as a shepherd boy tending his dad's sheep. And one day, Goliath came to the armies of Israel, and he was just going crazy. And what do we mean by that? Well, he stood about 7 foot tall. Some people say 9 foot tall. And he was the greatest Philistine army guy that there was. Well, as he stood on the one edge of the valley and the cowering Israelite army was on the other side, the king Saul said, "You know what? I will give anything to anybody who can face against this giant Goliath, Well, David, who had been tending his dad's sheep, said, "Hey, what do we get if somebody beats this guy?" And his brothers said this. They said, "Look, what are you doing here, David? What are you doing here? You're just tending these few sheep." What they didn't know was that it was God's destiny that David would do something great, not only then, but it would ultimately lead him to be the king of Israel. And we all know the story. Goliath stood on one end of the valley, David on the other end. David called out to Goliath and said, "Hey, Goliath, I'm going to cut off your head." And Goliath said, "It's not going to happen." A couple of rocks later, Goliath lay dead on the ground, and David had his head as he had cut it off with a sword. So many of us look at that story and we say, "Hey, guess what? This could be me. I could be David." But let me stop you right there. Just because God's destiny for David was to become the king of Israel, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's your destiny in life. God's destiny for you could be to be a teacher. It could be a lawyer. It could be a bricklayer. Whatever it is, you need to find out what God's destiny is for your life. The Bible says that before you were born, before you were knit in your mom's womb, or while you were being knit in your mom's womb, God had a plan and a destiny for you. And it's not the same for everyone, because we all have something to do. Make sense? I hope so. We'll see you next time, folks, for more great stories on Living Network. I'm Sherman Ray.